Welcome back to Military Power TV. Today, we dive into the story of one of the most powerful warships ever built, the USS George H.W. Bush CVN-77, the last and most advanced aircraft carrier of the legendary Nimitz-Class. A floating city, a mobile airbase, and a symbol of American naval dominance. The story begins in 1975, when the USS Nimitz CVN-68 was commissioned as the first of a revolutionary new class of supercarriers. Over the next 3 decades, the United States launched 10 Nimitz-Class carriers, each costing between $7 and $8 billion to build. These ships were not just carriers. They became the backbone of U.S. global power projection, serving in every major conflict since the Cold War. Commissioned on January 10, 2009, the USS George H.W. Bush CVN-77 is the final ship of this legendary class, measuring over 332 meters in length and displacing more than 103,000 tons. It remains one of the largest and most modern warships in service today. The Nimitz-Class was developed in 3 distinct subclasses: the Nimitz-Class, USS Nimitz, USS Dwight D. Eisenhower, and USS Carl Vinson; the Theodore Roosevelt class, USS Theodore Roosevelt, USS Abraham Lincoln, USS George Washington, USS John C. Stennis, and USS Harry S. Truman; the Ronald Reagan class, USS Ronald Reagan, and USS George H.W. Bush. Each generation brought new upgrades in technology, survivability, and combat systems. Unlike its predecessor, the USS Enterprise, which had 8 small reactors, the Bush runs on just 2 massive nuclear reactors, generating over 1,000 megawatts of power. This energy drives 4 steam turbines, producing 260,000 horsepower, pushing the ship to speeds over 30 knots. That's about 56 kilometers per hour. Even more impressive, the ship has an unlimited range and can operate for 25 years without refueling. While the Bush itself carries 3 surface-to-air missile systems for defense, its true power lies in its air wing. The carrier can host up to 90 aircraft, usually deploying around 64. These include FA-18 Hornet and Super Hornet fighters, EA-18G Growlers for electronic warfare, E-2C Hawkeyes for airborne early warning, and SH-60 Seahawks for anti-submarine warfare and search and rescue. Together, they form a powerful, versatile strike force capable of global operations. The USS George H.W. Bush is home to a crew of 5,600 sailors and officers. Over 3,000 of them are dedicated just to operating and maintaining the ship itself. Life aboard is like a floating city. The ship's kitchens serve 20,000 meals every single day. Aircraft are launched using a catabar system, steam catapults that accelerate planes to takeoff speed in just seconds. Recovery is equally dramatic, with heavy steel arresting cables bringing jets to a halt on the angled flight deck. An aircraft carrier never sails alone. The Bush operates as the centerpiece of a carrier strike group, which usually includes 6 escort ships, such as destroyers, cruisers, or frigates, 1 or 2 submarines, and supply ships to keep the fleet operational. Together, they create a defensive and offensive bubble stretching hundreds of kilometers, making a strike group one of the most formidable military forces on Earth. The USS George H.W. Bush features an updated command island, advanced radar, and modern navigation systems. Delivered in 2009, it has an estimated service life of 50 years, which means it will likely remain in active duty until around 2060. But the future of U.S. carriers lies in the Gerald R. Ford class, which introduces new technologies such as electromagnetic catapults, EMALs, and advanced automation. Even so, the Bush remains one of the most advanced symbols of American naval might afloat today. The USS George H.W. Bush CVN-77 is not just a warship, it's a floating fortress, a mobile airbase, and a symbol of U.S. power projection across the globe. If you enjoyed this deep dive into one of the world's most powerful aircraft carriers, make sure to leave a like, drop your thoughts in the comments, and subscribe to Military Power TV for more videos on modern and historic military technology. Thanks for watching, and stay tuned for our next episode.